Welcome to Tapped In. My name is Figueroa-Martinez of DFM Coaching, and this episode is going to be about loyalty without manipulation. Some background on me. I came from a gym that was very old school and enjoyed having forms of control. They didn't like when you went to another gym for like cross-training, seminars, workshops. They were very opposed to what you posted. Like if you posted about another gym or a friend at another gym, and you can tell that it was another gym, that was frowned upon. I butted heads with quite a few of these odd rules that I just didn't quite agree with. And so I've forced myself to be very mindful in how I interact with my students, because I want to have a different kind of relationship than I had with my instructor at the time. And so there's a couple of specific topics that I want to cover. For example, I think there's a difference between belonging and binding. Belonging is chosen, binding is kind of forced. And if you're in a position of leadership and you want to create an environment where people stick around, it's really important to create the environment where they feel like they can come and go. The tighter your grip is on people, the more they're going to want to leave. And it always brings me back to that analogy about holding sand. And if you hold your hand in a cupping motion, you can hold a lot more sand than if you started to make a fist around it. It starts to seep through the fingers and around the thumb and the finger and outside the hand. I think that's the same for relationships that we have, whether they're with a lover, a family member, friendship, or even students. The tighter we get and the more we try to control and create loyalty that way, it starts to come off as coercive, and it will drive people away. Jiu-Jitsu is this weird situation where people actively pay you to come train. And unlike your 24-hour fitness, your Bally's, your traditional weightlifting spots, there's no ranking that you hold over them. So there's nothing that keeps them in place from saying, this gym treated me badly, I'm going to leave. Because so many of the students are belt driven, and we all are to some extent, they will put up with more than they need to out of not wanting to ruin their chances at a promotion. And as weird as that sounds, it's part of the equation. And I love belts. I think belts are important to keep people motivated. But if we took away belts and we only had ourselves as instructors to build that loyalty, many of these gyms would fall apart. A lot of people will put up with a lot because there's a goal intended between their relationship and the gym that if they went somewhere else, that goal might be elongated. And what I mean by that is maybe I'm getting ready to get to purple, 4 stripes in. I know it's close. I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to go somewhere else where they might hold me longer for promotion than if I had stayed. You find quite a bit of that. In my history, I watched countless people who got promoted to black belt leave within a year or two. At that stage, you no longer have anyone holding anything over you. So some people stay until they get that, quote unquote, that degree, that black belt. And then they say, fuck it. I'm not putting up with this anymore. I'm going to go elsewhere. I don't have a promotion being held over me. All the other promotions come with time, not built around someone's say. So I don't care anymore. I'm not putting up with it. And that happens quite often. Our job is to create belonging or people wanting to be there. And we can't do that by controlling. Loyalty is never spoken about. It never needs to be. And in situations where people bring up loyalty, there's probably a bad intent behind it. It's probably not beneficial for you. It's like someone who you're in a relationship with and they keep bringing up, I hope you never cheat on me. Hope you never cheat on. Like it's this weird connotation. Like Why are we even discussing this? Why are we discussing loyalty? If you're good to me, I'll be good to you. And at the end of the day, that's all you can ask for. So true loyalty comes from clarity in the relationship that you have with your student, in that they feel like they're getting what, one, they're paying for, any extras you give them. Sometimes, like I do text messages and I send out, hey, you're doing good here, here, here. Here's a technique that I think would be good for you. That's an extra. Sometimes we have conversations about their game right after class or right after a roll. That's extra. You're doing it because you want them to get better, not because you, in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, they're going to be loyal to me. You're just doing the job that you're supposed to be doing. If a student feels like they can't leave, that's not loyalty, it's captive. And when you create that, you build resentment within the group. It gets talked about. Trust me, it gets talked about. You may not be aware, but it's a discussion matter. It's something that people discuss. Some people are open about it. Some people are far more private. Some people will never share it with anyone. And a lot of people will just accept the situation for what it is, and they won't step outside of that. Manipulation is a short-term strategy. If you want to build up a gym, a community, a relationship, a friendship, whatever it might be, manipulating people does not benefit you. It's short-term. It doesn't help you in the long game. It will create a lot of people that maybe accept the issue for now, but will change up later. Guilt-tripping students when they cross-train is a waste of your time. It doesn't benefit your student at all. Shaming questions is also a waste of your time. It creates a negative connotation. I was in an environment where not a whole lot of questions were asked. At the gym that I'm at, actually a lot, 5 to 10 minutes of Q&A. It doesn't always get taken up, but I want it to be part of the program so that people feel like, hey, I can ask questions freely in front or in private. I don't care what it is, but I can ask questions and freely. My coach is available to me to answer those questions. I don't feel like, hey, sir, can you answer? Like, I don't want that. That doesn't help me. These types of approaches erode your trust, erode the trust that you have with your team, and they create almost emotional instability. You don't feel like your agency is completely intact. Like, my ability to make decisions for myself aren't mine. That's not going to be beneficial here. It's not going to be beneficial for the gym. It's not going to be beneficial for me growing as a martial artist, me gaining confidence to make decisions for myself. It's not beneficial. And again, it is all short-sighted. In the end of the day, you're going to have a revolving door where you're going to have people come and go. Eventually, they're going to have it. They're going to have enough of it, and they're going to make a decision that's going to be counterproductive to you. And on top of that, if they're beloved, if they're an instructor, if they hold some kind of weight in that gym, they may not be the only one that goes. Other people might go strictly because of their relationship with them. So as tight as we want to create these boundaries when we think that people will leave us, you're just creating the self-fulfilling prophecy. Create an environment where people can come and go. I never speak about loyalty, except in this situation. I never have a conversation with students about loyalty. I never talk to them about, hey, I hope you're loyal to me. Or during promotions, I never mention, oh, this guy's so loyal. This is a word that shouldn't even be discussed, shouldn't even be brought up at all. It should really just be, it should be something that's under the surface that you can feel as an instructor and as a student and as a community member, but it does not get discussed. There's no need for it. You set clear values when you're an instructor and a leader. I want you to feel comfortable coming to me with any issues, whether they're personal, whether it's something that happened at the gym and you feel like you need some feedback. If it's something at the gym that I need to clarify or fix, I need to have that relationship where you feel comfortable coming to me. I also need that relationship that you say, hey, I'm missing something here. I have a student who wishes that there were more women training in the morning. I can't quite help that. We train at 5 a.m. Getting people to the door at 5 a.m. is tough. And so I don't have that ability. And it's just kind of hit or miss. Sometimes we get some in, sometimes we don't. Sometimes they go to evening class, sometimes they quit jiu-jitsu in total. So it's hard to build that. But my response is go to cross training. Whenever there's an event for the women, go. If there's a women's class that you can go to and it's free to you or it's minimal cost and it fits into your budget and your time, go. If there's something I can pay for and it's not going to like kill my bank account, I'm okay doing that too. I want the students, because there's going to be elements of my gym or my class or my program, I should say, that aren't going to fulfill everyone's need. Whether that's technical, I'm not a big leg locker. Go to that seminar that's discussing leg locks. Go visit that gym across town that specializes in it. I want you to. If you want more companionship with women, go to that gym 15, 20 minutes away that has a women's class. It doesn't bother me at all. Because at the end of the day, I want them to be better practitioners and better human beings, and I want to be fulfilled. And to think that I'm going to be able to provide all of those for everyone isn't realistic. And I think it builds trust when you can say, hey, I want you to go out and find what you need that I can't provide for you. I'm going to do my best to provide what I can, as much of what I can. But sometimes cross-training fulfills some of those gaps. And you should encourage it. As long as the gym's healthy, clean, you're coming out of there safe, no communicable skin diseases, you're not being injured, I'm happy for you. I want students to do that. I go cross-training. I teach at 3 different gyms. I would have never thought that was a thing back a couple years back. But like it creates a better dynamic for you when you feel like as an adult, you can go to the places that are providing something that can substitute what you might not be getting at your home gym. And we don't take it personal. It doesn't bother me, and it shouldn't bother an instructor. You're not going to know everything or be able to provide everything. Provide a place for them to go for those gaps, and they'll love you for it. Healthy gyms are always going to allow you to grow. And sometimes when you help someone grow, they're going to leave. I've had a couple of students leave. It's all up. It's not, I don't take it personal. Schedules sometimes change. The location of a job might change. Maybe you're trying to get into a specific field that we don't provide and you want to do some striking and we don't do any striking here. I get it. Like the relationships are going to come and go. And sometimes the relationship that leaves comes back later. And then it comes back later with new nuances and new skill sets that you didn't have before that maybe they'll be able to help you with. So build a gym that doesn't ever speak about loyalty and just kind of generates it organically. Trust your students, build community that involves the rest of the community. There's enough money to go around. I just held a seminar yesterday. Today's Monday, yeah. Yesterday at Five Peaks. And it was in benefit of a student there whose child had to go through open heart surgery. I didn't know the guy all that well, but I knew he was one of their students. I had rolled with him quite often. I like rolling with him, but I didn't know him as a person. So I reached out and I said, hey, I reached out to the front desk. Do you mind if we do a Kimura seminar? 30 or whatever, how much you say it'll cost. Went with $30. Everyone comes in, chips in, money goes to the family, helps out with anything they might need. And we have a good time. We learn. And it was a great event. What I loved most, which would have been foreign to me 2-3 years ago, was that I'm working at 3 different gyms. My home gym, Gracie La Mesa. I'm doing a workshop at Five Peaks once a month and a workshop at Sunny Dojo once a month. All 3 had representatives under the same roof. You don't know how big that was for me. And it was based on the community that kind of I've set up thanks to the instructors at these gyms who allowed me to teach there. I'm building a community within them and within me, and now we're all kind of interconnected and we're supporting each other. That's huge. And you can't build that by being so stringent and controlling. So if you're an instructor who's concerned about students leaving, or the gym maybe suffering if someone decides to go somewhere else because the grass is greener, have enough confidence that your students are going to, one, love what you're providing, and they're just going to be spreading it. There's nothing better than when I see one of my students go somewhere and then I get a message, hey, such and such was here. They're pretty good. I'm like, yes, they are. They try to kill me quite often. That's huge confidence for me. That's a huge pat on the back. I love when I hear, oh yeah, they were good. They came, they were great. I love when I do a workshop somewhere and I see a student buy some of their merch. They don't have to. Like, the class is free. They came to train. They're exchanging information and a new training partner for that gym, but they go out and they'll buy a shirt. And for me, it's a sense of pride. Like, okay, they're giving back. They understood that they came to the gym, they got something out of the gym, and now they're trying to build community by buying a shirt, by investing in a seminar that they might be doing later. So these are all great things, and things are getting better than what they used to be. I think more and more gyms are doing this. I see Legion here in San Diego doing a lot of it with the other gyms nearby, and I wholeheartedly applaud it. I think more of us need to do that. Stop worrying about the inner gym rivalries and there isn't enough money to go around and so on and so on. It's a waste of time. Embrace your community. It's a small community. Trust your students to be good stewards of you, the gym, your name, and provide them outlets and ways that they can enrich their own jiu-jitsu that are outside of you. It shows a sense of confidence when you can do that. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, please hit me up, dfm.2099, Instagram or Threads, dfmcoaching.com if you'd like to work with me. I am looking to do maybe another workshop at a different gym soon, and hopefully a seminar by the end of the year. I'd like to get 2, maybe 3 in this year. Thank you so much.